Right now, testing the waters, how health officials are making sure you aren't sick after a swim. Also, new video shows growing wildfires in California, how firefighters are trying to contain the blaze. And a new poll shows how Americans feel about Donald Trump's hush money conviction. We'll break down the numbers. That's all coming up at 5:30. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. Well, it was a mild Sunday across much of southern Wisconsin, but that could change tomorrow as we have an alert day in the forecast. Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast with meteorologist Jacob Montesano. Jacob.
Thanks, Jalen. Today was a very nice day. You know, yesterday, first half of the day, kind of rainy, but today just about perfect. 76 right now is the current temperature. Across southern Wisconsin, we are mostly looking at temperatures in the middle to upper 70s. A few locations did get into the lower 80s, but still very comfortable day. You know, with the cloud cover, it made it feel just a little bit cooler, which honestly made it overall feel better. And looking at the current radar, we right now are seeing dry conditions for southern Wisconsin. Some rain in the northwestern portion of the state, but we are remaining dry, and we're going to continue to remain dry for the evening. So for those of you that may want to spend time outside, I would highly encourage it this evening. It's going to continue to be gorgeous. Now, that's not going to be the case for the entire night. We are going to see low temperatures dropping to around 60, so it'll be a mild night. Places near the Mississippi River will see lows in the middle 60s, and we also are going to see some showers and storms move into our area late in the night. And then for tomorrow, we do have an alert day in the forecast for the possibility that storms could be strong to severe. It's in the forecast for Tuesday as well, and I'll take you through the forecast on that coming up a bit later.
All right, Jacob, thank you. The water may still be a little chilly, but almost all of Dane County public county beaches are now open. But before you get into the water, Public Health in Madison and Dane County is making sure you won't walk away from your swim feeling sick. This year, they're launching a new rapid test for beach water quality. Our Bader Ross takes a look behind the scenes of a new method and what it can mean for your beach days this summer.
Well, it didn't take long for sandcastles to start popping up on the shores of Lake Monona. But before you take a dip in the water, the professionals have some work to do.
We cover 23 beaches across the county.
Public Health of Madison and Dane County want to make sure your trip to the beach doesn't end with a trip to the doctor.
Gastrointestinal illness, skin irritation, eye infections, ear infections, things you just don't want.
That's why microbiologists like Jennifer Braun test the water at 23 beaches across the county once a week, all summer long.
We're taking a sample to look for elevated levels of bacteria. The bacteria we look for is E. coli.
Typically, it would take about 18 hours to get the results. That means if a beach had to be closed on a Thursday, it couldn't be cleared to reopen until the lab was back open on Monday. But now they can find out if the water is safe in a fraction of that time.
With this new rapid testing, we'll be able to target those days where we weren't able to test before. So we can test on a Friday and get results on Friday.
County health officials will still do their weekly tests with the old method, using the rapid test to supplement the routine ones.
We're really targeting it at the closed beaches to reopen them as quickly as possible. If there's a reason we suspect there might be a reason to close the beach, we might use it then, same day.
The tests don't detect the other big health risk, blue-green algae.
Routinely, when we come out to sample, it's for bacteria, but we're always looking for blue-green algae as well. We rely a lot on community members to report it if they see it.
So build the sandcastles and go for a swim. Just make sure the water is safe before you do. Reporting in Madison, Braden Ross, News 3 Now.
Braden, thank you. Out west, firefighters are still working to contain a wildfire in California. This is new video from the Corral Fire in San Joaquin County. Evacuations are underway. As of this afternoon, over 14,000 acres have burned and is only 30% contained.
Crews are in there right now with heavy equipment, bulldozers. They're putting in direct containment line, and that's being backed up by firefighters on the ground.
2 Alameda County firefighters were injured while responding to the fire. They had minor injuries but were taken to the hospital. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. Americans are weighing in on former President Donald Trump's criminal conviction and new polling out today by CBS News. That poll finds 57% of Americans
thought this was the right verdict, and 56% a fair trial. Among Republicans, just 18% say the verdict was right. Compare that to 96% of Democrats.
And in an interview with Fox and Friends, the former president was asked about the possibility of jail time.
Judge could decide to say, hey, house arrest or even jail.
It could.
Face what that could look
I'm okay with it. I'm not sure the public would stand for it. with a.
You tried house arrest or.
I think it would be tough for the public to take. You know, at a certain point, there's a breaking point.
The poll also found about half of Americans, 51%, believe Trump is no longer fit to be president now that he's been convicted. And it was a warm day across the area, but do we have an alert day in the forecast? Meteorologist Jacob Madison will explain when we should see some storms ahead in your first one forecast.
How much was I paying a month for insulin?
$185.
$300.
$400. I never expected anyone to do something about it. But then Tammy Baldwin did.
She stood up to the drug companies and wrote a law capping the cost of insulin.
Thanks to Tammy, now it just costs $35 a month. She made a huge difference for so many of us.
She lifted a weight off all our shoulders.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Hey, what's up with no seatbelt?
We're not going far. Just heading to town.
Really?
Don't worry, folks. I got this.
What the?
Come on, man. You're more likely to get in a crash on a shorter trip. So buckle up every trip, every time.
Got it?
Got it.
Click it or ticket. Together, we can save lives.
Welcome back, and alert days in the forecast for tomorrow. Let's get a look at your first one forecast with meteorologist Jacob Madison. Jacob.
Thanks, Jalen. Here's a look at the severe weather outlook for Monday. There is a marginal risk for most of our area. Places to the further north and west may not see the severe weather tomorrow, but then the marginal risk for Tuesday right now is staying off to the west, but we still have an alert day in the forecast because we can very easily see those strong storms for those of you near the Mississippi River. So looking at the overnight forecast, could see a few showers west of Dane County overnight, but the bulk of the precipitation will start to move in Monday morning, and then throughout the morning and afternoon, we're going to see some of these pop-up showers and storms, and especially in the middle and late afternoon, some of these storms could be on the stronger side. Looks like the best chance of severe weather will be just to the south and just to the east of Dane County, but the majority of our region could definitely see a severe thunderstorm or two. This will clear out for the evening with maybe some lingering showers for places south of Dane County and especially south of Wisconsin as a whole. And then overnight Monday, we are expecting fairly dry conditions before we see more storms possible on Tuesday. Now Tuesday, it is looking dry for much of the day, and then as we get to the evening, we'll see that line of showers and storms move into our area from the west, but it's going to dissipate quite a bit as it moves into Wisconsin. But we still have that alert day simply because places near the Mississippi River could definitely see that severe weather. And as we get into the overnight hours and Wednesday morning, we're going to see another round of showers and possibly storms move in, mostly for the morning hours Wednesday. This will clear out pretty quickly, and there's also really no chance of severe weather on Wednesday. And once this does clear out, we'll see sunshine later in the day Wednesday, and we're also not expecting really any more rainfall for the rest of the week. So I'm not sure why the precipitation forecast isn't showing up, but we're going to see about a half inch to a full inch of rainfall for most of our area. Now here's a look at that 7 to 10 day forecast. As I've been talking about, we do have that alert day Monday and Tuesday. High temperatures will also be fairly warm for the next few days, upper 70s, lower 80s. By the time we get to the middle and end of the week, we're going to have those high temperatures in the lower 70s with fairly dry conditions, but overall very comfortable. We're not really going to see a lot of rainfall, but temperatures are going to be extremely nice, actually a little bit below average for this time of the year. But we're starting to get to the time of year where below average temperatures are still comfortable, and once you get to July, I feel like below average is better than the average, because at that point the average high is in the middle 80s. So I'm loving the forecast for the end of the week and next weekend.
Yeah, once we get through Monday and Tuesday, the rest of the week is going to be absolutely beautiful. I can't wait.
Just a few showers Wednesday morning, but it'll be better by Wednesday afternoon.
All right, well, sounds good. Thank you, Jacob. And still to come in sports, the Brewers looking to finish off a sweep over the White Sox. That's next.
From midnight tweets to drinking bleach to tear-gassing citizens and staging a photo op, we knew Trump was out of control when he was president. Then he lost the 2020 election and snapped, desperately trying to hold on to power. Now he's running again, this time threatening to be a dictator, to terminate the Constitution.
If I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath.
Trump wants revenge, and he'll stop at nothing to get it.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Celebrate Memorial Day at Brothers Maine, where unbeatable appliance deals come with expert advice. Enjoy special prices and free delivery on top brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid. Visit us today and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
It has been a wild weekend for the Brewers. On Friday, they collected 23 hits, of course, the most by any team in any game this season. And last night, they won in walk-off fashion, meaning today they look to finish off a clean sweep over the White Sox, one of the baseball's worst teams. Crew trailing 2-1 in the second with 2 on base. Jackson Chourio, the top prospect who has been struggling, sails one out of town. A 3-run ding-dong puts Milwaukee on top. And then in the 8th, Crew trying to cling to a 1-run lead. And then here's Christian Yelich. Man's going to try to run on him. It's a test that Tommy Pham would fail. Pham did not like the call. He'd get ejected from the game, and the White Sox would get ejected from Milwaukee. 6-3 is your final. Staying on the diamond for the College World Series right now in the 6th inning. Whitewater is kind of looking at the end of their season potentially here. Right now they're trailing 9-5. Sorry, it doesn't reflect that on the screen, but I'll tell you, it is 9-5 in Eastlake, Ohio. And right now, Birmingham Southern looking to upset the Warhawks. And we finish with something you may or may not believe. Next weekend is already the AmFam Championship, and today they unveiled the slate of participants. Of course, Steve Stricker and Jerry Kelly are playing, but so are a ton of other legends like Ernie Els and the guy I'm most excited to see, John Daly. The celebrity foursome also got announced yesterday. Andy North and Michael Phelps are returning, and they're going to be joined by NFL MVP Matt Ryan. That is going to be really cool. And the fourth player, the fourth celebrity, we don't know who that is yet. But it's going to be pretty cool to have Matt Ryan in town and, of course, Michael Phelps back in town. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm curious why they chose Matt Ryan, but he's always been a great steward of the NFL, the game in general. Obviously, he was a multi-time Pro Bowler, but...
Is he a Hall of Famer? That's the question. If you look at the numbers, you would think he is. I mean, I understand the game has changed, but he has like better numbers than Joe Montana, Terry Bradshaw. Obviously, the game has changed a lot. Sure. But that's just an interesting question.
Great player though, but man, the weather after these next 2 days going to be beautiful here.
Yeah, once we get through these alert days, and honestly, we're not expecting rain throughout the entire day. Tuesday will be dry most of the day, and then Wednesday really only in the morning. And then the end of the week, I mean, it's going to be gorgeous, especially, if you're not a huge fan of the warm temperatures like myself. I'm really looking forward to these lower 70s with sunshine, but we do have that alert day tomorrow and Tuesday.
Definitely looking forward to it. Thank you guys, and thank you all for joining us. See you back here at 10 o'clock.